Hockey Saturday in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Our matchup, the Kennedy Eagles taking on the Litchfield Dassel-Cokato Dragons. Alongside our crew, Josh Power is with you. Beautiful rink one here at the historic Bloomington Ice Garden in central Bloomington. There, the Dragons warming up in the road green with the white trim. And the Kennedy side, the Eagles, coming off their first win of the season on Thursday night, trying to make it back-to-back victories against the Dragons, who have lost 3 in a row, but come in with the winning record overall of 4-3-2. So Kennedy trying for those back-to-back wins that I mentioned. It was a comeback from behind win on Thursday night, 4-3, as the Eagles scored 2 in the second and 1 in the third to come back and beat Minnehaha Academy. Mentioned Litchfield's 4-3-2 record. They have wins against Waconia, Marshall, and Wilmer. Litchfield, Dassel-Cokato, those 3 cities, about 90 minutes west, a little bit north of Bloomington, but mostly west. See some of the Eagle parents there. Players to watch in this one, certainly for Litchfield, Dassel-Cokato. Jack Hillman leads them in points with 11. Their leading goal scorer, Keaton Johnson, he has 4 goals this year. Johnson wearing sweater number 18. For the Eagles, it's Logan Dojan, the defenseman, leads them in points. Tyler Jost is an explosive scorer. Dojan wears number 5. And Tyler Jost, 29 for Kennedy. Let's send it down now to public address announcer Bruce Temte for the starting lineups and our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we welcome you to the Bloomington Ice Gardens for today's boys varsity hockey game between the Litchfield Dassel-Cokato Dragons and the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. It is time to meet the starting lineups, beginning with our visitors from Litchfield Dassel-Cokato. Starting in goal, number 30, Darby Hallinan. On defense, number 22, Gavin Hansen. And number 24, Grant Krakow. On the wings, number 8, Mason Schrader. And number 19, Logan Benson. And the starting center, number 14, Jackson Gustafson. The assistant coaches for the Dragons are Brian Johnson and Alex Ziegler. The head coach is Bryce Berggren. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the home team, your Kennedy Eagles. Starting in goal, number 35, Luke Scopehammer. On defense, number 5, Logan Dojan. And number 12, Nathan Badovnik. On the wings, number 8, Joey Workman. And number 21, Connor Martin. And the Eagles starting center, number 11, Parker Magnuson. The assistant coaches for the Eagles are Jess Johnson and Jean Morose. The head coach is Mr. Nick Hanrahan. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now ask that you would please face the east end of the arena where you see the American flag. Gentlemen, please remove any headwear as we honor our flag and country with the playing of our national anthem.
we're just about ready to drop the puck here on this varsity matchup. Kennedy at 1-7, or correction, 1-9, but coming off their first win of the year against Minnehaha Academy in comeback fashion, 4-3. Those 4 goals for Kennedy were also a season high. They also scored 4 against St. Louis Park. There's LDC, Litchfield, Dassel, Cokato, 4-3-2, but trying to snap a pesky 3-game losing streak. But those 3 games were against the top 3 teams in the Wright County district, so should be a good one here. Litchfield, Dassel, Cokato won the JV matchup 9-0, but certainly I would expect this one to not be a lopsided one way or another. We are underway here at the Ice Garden. Thank you for spending some of your Saturday afternoon with us alongside our crew. Josh Powers with you. There's Logan Dojan. We talked about him in the pregame. Kennedy's leading scorer, and he is a defenseman. 12 points this year. As you would expect for a defenseman, most of them assists, 10 of them. The goaltender matchup, the senior wearing the C for LDC. It's Darby Hallen, and we saw his younger brother in the JV get the shutout, Hallen, and he's played almost every minute. So he has that same 4-3-2 record as the team, as a shot from distance goes up over the top. Kennedy's goaltender Luke Scopehammer, who got the win on Thursday. Breakout pass, Ryan Schultz, number 10, plays it into the zone. Nate Vidovnik over for a look. We saw him for a period in the JV, so he's still eligible here. Breakout pass on the tape of Kennedy's leading goal scorer, Parker Magnuson, number 11. 6 goals for him this year. Magnuson working down low alongside Connor Martin and Alex Kevney. Magnuson tried to backhand it down further, played back to center through the legs of Kevney, but LDC changing. Kevney back for it. Kevney back to center. Waving at it was number 9, Josh Brandt. John Cody lifts it to the line, but not out. We saw Cody also for a period in the JV game. Kieran Hapsel-Zastro had one of those 4 goals on Thursday, number 34 in white. Sends it in. It's sticked by Hallinan back to the D. Hapsel-Zastro blocks that pass and fires a shot, but misses wide. It's the kind of forechecking Kennedy's going to need in this game. Another turnover. Hapsel-Zastro backhanded lift. And Kennedy keeps the pressure on by sending it back down low at the end of a productive shift for Kennedy. Here's another steal behind the net. Working out front, Joey Workman, but his pass to Connor Martin just off target. Speeding up the left side, Mason Schrader, number 8. Hit hard into the wall by Vidovnik. Kennedy unable to clear. Logan Benson, number 19, working. Got it to Grant Grokchow, actually that's 14. Jason Gustafson, but Kennedy plays it the other way. It's Joey Workman. Workman moving in, pass across. But tied up was Connor Martin. Logan Dojan lifts it toward the corner. Taken there though by Grant Hadia. We saw his little brother in the JV. At center, Jack Manning. Now Workman working his way into the zone, has Manning in front. There's a pass to him, and he couldn't quite get to the backhand. Just deflected off of his blade. Another good passing combo from Kennedy, though, starting this game pretty strongly. Still no shots on goal yet for either side. Workman backhands it toward the line. Brennan Kevney getting some play here in the varsity. We've been waiting for that. At least since the last Kennedy home game we've covered, he's been such a strong player on Kennedy's JV. We saw him for a period there, now getting some time here at the varsity level. This is his 7th appearance, according to the Kennedy statistics. Really a young player for Kennedy, really coming along, Brennan Kevney, alongside his older brother Alex right now. There is Alex trying to battle down low. Dragons get it to space, saved by Skophammer, and a juicy rebound, but Kennedy was able to play it first. Tate Christensen in the corner. That shot played to the far corner. Grabbed there by Tristan Piety, number 9. Now out front, shoveling it to the wall, was Gavin Hansen. Here's Piety again. Nice pass out front. Skophammer comes out and cut down the angle. The rebound is poked at out in front, and I don't know how that didn't slide in. It was either Tate Christensen or Alex Kevney there to save the day, as this rebound skips through, and it was Kevney first and Christensen helping before Skophammer could dive after that puck. So a flurry by the visitors. Kennedy's D helping Skophammer there, makes a save off the face-off. Here's Hafsel Zastro in transition. His backhanded is steered to the far wall by Hallinan. It's Kennedy's first shot on goal. Logan Dojan, you see his activity out front. And the shot missed wide by Cody, who was being harassed as he tried to deliver the shot. This will be icing on the visitors as the pass is too far for Benson to corral. So icing with 11:36 remaining in the first. You see LDC with 4 shots on goal so far. That 4 number on the top portion of your screen on our BEC-TV scoreboard. If you want access to that live scoreboard, if you're watching the mnhockey.tv feed, head on over to our feed, BEC-TV.org. You'll also get our video replays and alternate camera angles as well. Hallinan covers off a face-off win for Kennedy right here on our replay. Another face-off win. Martin's shot misses wide. Trying to keep that in, Vidovnik, who now has it back at center. Connor Martin off the wall. Parker Magnuson. Magnuson sends it in. Workman will give chase on the forecheck. Kept alive by Martin. Magnuson with the turnover. Workman working behind the net. Couldn't get to space to deliver a pass out front as Grachow settles it down. And Magnuson sends it back to Logan Dojan, quickly ahead to Workman. Flings it in. Kennedy changing. Gavin Hansen. Pass too far. This will be another icing call on the Dragons. Litchfield, Dassel, Cokato trying for their 5th win of the year. They started strong. They were 4-0-2 until those last 3 losses. Some of the Dragon parents there making their way into the Metro from out west. Tate Christensen back in his own zone for Kennedy. Here's a Dragon turnover, but that pass out in front misses the intended target. Gavin Lund sends a D to D to Haida. And Hafsel Zastro for Kennedy. Alongside Cody. Josh Brandt, the other forward on this line for Kennedy. Kevney trying to keep it in, does. Brandt toward the middle. Backhanded away from any immediate danger, and now sent to center. Brandt tracks it down at neutral. He'll find Kevney. Good move by Alex Kevney. A little risky, but got it done and dumps it in. Alex can't hold that chance. It's back for Logan Dozhin. Quickly ahead, Workman. Taken away as Logan Benson heads the other way. Workman bothered him at the blue line. Now Benson stops, sends it out front, and a point-blank chance denied by Skopehammer. Some nervous moments for Skopehammer already in this one. Vidovnik, nice pass ahead to Workman. He's got Magnuson, but that pass was deflected by Hansen, or Magnuson would have been in alone. Hansen held up at the blue line, now backhands it into Kennedy territory. Grabbed there by Zach Swilling with a shot, turned aside by Skopehammer. Swilling still on it, another backhand. Deflected wide, picked up behind the net by Krakow. Swung around to Hansen, his drive, blocked by Dozhin out front and then covered by Skopehammer to freeze it dead with 8:16 remaining in the scoreless first period. Here's that latest flurry by the Dragons. Kennedy spent a good portion of this period in LDC territory, but when the Dragons have gotten it into Kennedy territory, they've been much more dangerous in terms of chances in this game so far. One player I've yet to see for Kennedy is Luke Dozhin, who usually starts alongside his brother, his twin brother Logan. May not be available today. Be a big loss for Kennedy. Luke, outstanding defenseman, as is his brother. Krakow. Off the wall. Kevney trying to hold. He pitchforks at it. Swilling. Lifts it up and out of play. Right in front of us. Glad you're with us on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv alongside our crew. Josh Powers with you. Kennedy trying for back-to-back wins following that thrilling come-from-behind win against Minnehaha Academy on Thursday, 4-3. Luke Skopehammer made that game-winning third-period goal hold up as well. Tate Christensen carried him a little awkwardly off that wall. Thought he was going to be able to play it, but couldn't. Also, have yet to see Tyler Jost in this game for Kennedy. So, the Eagles are without Tyler Jost and Luke Dozhin. Those are two critically important players. One on offense, one on defense. Offensive zone face-off for the Dragons. As they win that draw, shot misses wide. May have been deflected. Vidovnik got it to Workman, only able to get it to the red line as it's played back in and up into that net right by that Canadian flag. Here on the east end of Rink 3, or Rink 1, excuse me, used to be Rink 3. Face-off won by Joey Workman. Around for Connor Martin. Martin has Magnuson and Workman. Here's Joey left side. Looking for Parker Magnuson, but it was tipped away. But a nice stick by Logan Benson. Magnuson recovers. Over for Workman. Back for Martin. Workman, Magnuson on the backhand. Just couldn't quite find it. This line playing well for Kennedy. high into the rafters as we have a whistle. Kennedy parents and fans upset at that no call as Magnuson was dumped. Here's the chance by Magnuson. Great puck movement by Kennedy. That last pass by Workman, it was a little bit more toward the net. Magnuson could have had a fairly easy finish. Axel Zastro with a whistle. Kennedy offside. 6:20 left here in the first. LDC wins that draw. Grachow sends it ahead to Hillman. Alex Kevney able to get it to Cody. Tipped away, backhanded in by Gavin Hansen. Tate Christensen trying to track it down. Under 6 to go in the period. Back to the point, Grachow. Diagonal pass! Great idea as Willing was open, but may have been bothered on that one-timer. And we have a hooking call in the corner on LDC. That'll give Kennedy a power play. And it's a Kennedy power play that has just been terrific this year. You wouldn't expect that from a team with a 1-9 record, but their power play, 34.6% this year. It has just been outstanding for Kennedy. Penalty kill of strength, though, for LDC, 82.8%. So statistically, a good-on-good matchup here. We'll see if Kennedy can get out front. It's Logan Dojan with a blast, patted away by Hallinan. Hunter Martin now with some space. Shot blocked. Martin tried to play it back to Dojan, but slides to center instead. Magnuson, Workman, and Josh Brandt, the forward combinations on this Kennedy power play. Again, appearing to be without Tyler Jost. Which would be a big loss, especially on the power play for Kennedy. Logan Dojan circling. Dojan waiting. Cross ice, Joey Workman. At the circle, sends a wrister right on. Hallinan holds that save. Also haven't seen Clayton Deutsch for Kennedy, one of their top forwards, or Carter Lansdale, one of their best defensemen. So 4 key Kennedy players perhaps not available in this game. Some massive losses if that is truly the case here the next 2 periods. Here's Martin at the top of the circle. Deflected to the corner. Magnuson. Dojan playing catch. Dojan back for Martin. 50 to go in the power play. Dojan has some space. Instead it's Workman. Workman wrister. Hallinan gets a piece of it with the shoulder. So good zone time for Kennedy here on the power play. Up to 5 shots on goal now. Some makeshift lines certainly for Kennedy with all these players not available. Here's Workman moving in, cross to Martin, and he misses it over the top. Great setup by the Eagles on the power play. Still a half minute running. Dojan, he'll fire. Trying for a screen from Brandt, but it was deflected wide. Workman now moving in. Slides it to Dojan. Dojan waits. Now Workman, cross ice again to Martin. Pass a little off target, had to settle it down. And the net came free. It'll move the face-off back at neutral, according to the official. Or correction, they're going to keep it in the zone. Looked like he was motioning back to center, but Kennedy will change up that power play unit. Faceoff taken by Jack Manning with 10 to go in the penalty. Christensen holds. Cody on the forecheck. Dragons are back to full strength. Kennedy 0 for 1 on the power play. Christensen for Hapsel-Zastro. Good disruption at center. That puck floating into Kennedy territory for Alex Kebney. And now Grachow. Grachow trying to make moves. Just lost it at the tail end of that move. Christensen for Hapsel-Zastro, but it's stolen. Line drive shot by Hansen, blocked by Kennedy. Grachow fires, hit traffic out front. And Hapsel-Zastro tips it to center. Under 3 minutes to go, still scoreless. We expected this one to be very tight and competitive. And it certainly has been so far. Connor Martin grabs that pass out front and finds Workman. Workman for Magnuson. Martin trying to support. He does, but it was backhanded to center by the Dragons, who are 3-on-2. Piatti, right side. His shot partially deflected, though, by Logan Dojan, up and out of play. 2:29 remaining. Good activity there. Jack Manning blocking that shot out front. Johnson! Wrist shot snuck behind Skopehammer, but it didn't have enough steam on it to cross the line. So another dangerous chance for the Dragons, but still scoreless. Here's Connor Martin. Martin moving in. I think that was supposed to be a centering pass to Workman. May have been deflected. Scooped up by LDC. And Magnuson tried to hit it off the wall, but it deflects into the Dragon bench. Their head coach Bryce Bergeron, assistants Brian Johnson and Alex Ziegler. Luke Skopehammer got enough of that one. So where Vinovnik didn't have to reach back too far for it. That close, though, to an LDC lead. Here with under 2 minutes left in the first period. There's that Dragon bench. You see that jersey number 1 hanging behind that bench. We're going to talk about that number 1 jersey and why it's there coming up before the start of the second period, so stick around for that. Back in his own zone, Hansen leaves it for Grachow, heads the other way, deflects off of Brandt into the Kennedy zone. Cody has it taken away, fanning on the initial pass with Schrader, but got it down low, and now Grachow out front. Looked like Tate Christensen got a piece of it. Gustafson, Hansen, blocked by Cody, or at least deflected by Cody. Skopehammer dives on it with 1:04 remaining, so Luke Skopehammer now up to 8 saves for the Eagles. Final minute of this first period here at the Ice Garden. Up ahead, Parker Magnuson. Shows you his speed. Tried to backhand it for Martin, but it was deflected behind the net. Picked up, though, by Logan Dojan. Martin in front, Magnuson! Just didn't click. Nice idea. Martin gets back quickly. He's going to get called, though, I believe, with an interference. No, instead of trip on Connor Martin. So Kennedy's shorthanded for the first time LDC power play north of 20%, 22.9%. Penalty kill as good as the Eagle power play has been. The penalty kill has been a bit more of a struggle at just 45.8%. Chance to improve that number here. Schrader leaves it. Now playing catch down there with Johnson. Loose puck, chance to clear for Kennedy, and they do. Haffel-Zastro. Down to 10 seconds for the period. Last shot, chance time for the Dragons as they snap one off. It was Logan Benson, but never got on net. The first period comes to a close. Pretty even first period. 8 shots on goal for LDC, 5 for Kennedy. And scoreless through 1. Intermission time here on Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Scoreless between Kennedy and Litchfield. So you watch Eagle Hockey on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Second period here, Hockey Saturday in Bloomington on BEC-TV. Alongside our crew, Josh Powers with you, scoreless through one here in this game between Kennedy and Litchfield, Dassel, Cokato. Let's get to the first period highlights. Scoreless game. We're not going to show you any goals, unfortunately, but plenty of opportunities. Some good defense mixed in. One penalty for each side in that first period. Both teams with some dangerous moments. Apples Astro there. LDC had probably the better of the grade A chances. You'll see here Luke Scopehammer making one of his 8 saves and getting help by Kevney and Christensen to help keep that out of the back of the net. Here's another pass out front. Beautiful point-blank save from Scopehammer. Another chance from the slot. Their leading point getter, Hillman, denied by Scopehammer. This one covered by Luke. Kennedy would have their moments too. Here on the power play, Workman will try to feed Magnuson. And it's new makeshift lines for Kennedy. They are down 5 players in this game. 4 of them very important. Actually, all 5 are, but talking to Luke Dojan between periods, he's banged up with a knee injury. None of the absences are disciplinary reasons for Kennedy. We'll keep it at that, but some big holes to fill for Kennedy. Doing a good job so far with brand new makeshift lines and new players combining together to help keep this scoreless through one period of play. You might notice that number 1 jersey in the upper left portion of your screen. That's the jersey of Dylan Falling, who died tragically following a car accident recently, and that number 1 jersey being retired by LDC until Falling is set to graduate in 2022. He would have been a junior goaltender this year. His father, Dustin, was also a hockey player for LDC, but Dylan's legacy will live on in the organs that he has donated to several others already. 68-year-old man received Dylan's heart, helping him. So a tragic story indeed for LDC, but Dylan will live on with those organs that he donated as part of his legacy. Players making their way back out onto the ice. Dylan also survived by his sister and mother, Morgan and Michelle. Sounds like just a terrific family for the LDC community. Certainly a player well liked and respected by his teammates. There's the senior goaltender, Darby Hallinan, excuse me. We saw his younger brother in the JV, who is also suited up as the 3rd goaltender in this varsity game. That's Travis. Got the shutout win in the JV game earlier. And there's Luke Scopehammer. The players Kennedy was without, they are notable. You got Tyler Jost, perhaps their top forward. They're without Clayton Deutsch, another regular contributor at the forward level. Then 2 of their defensemen, and Roman Hauk and their captain Carter Lansdale, also out in this game. So a lot of holes for Kennedy to fill in this one. Said some of the JV players stepped up, who also, by the way, played in the JV game. So Kennedy very thin on numbers today. We'll see how those legs feel in the 3rd period. And Luke's injury, by the way, just fell awkwardly, he told me, on Thursday night in that win against Minnehaha Academy. So doesn't require any sort of a MRI, or certainly not surgery at that point. He hopes to be back for Kennedy's next game, but we'll see how he's feeling on it as the weekend progresses. Kennedy shorthanded for another minute to start the 2nd period. Logan Benson. Schrader back to Benson behind the net. Schrader up top. Wrister right on. Getting a piece of it, Skopehammer. The shot from Grachow. Benson waiting. Grachow to Schrader! Off the post! Still scoreless. Skopehammer a little slow to get up. He had to slide across a long way. Schrader. Grachow down low. They'll trade places. 15 to go in the power play. That shot right on, but smothered by Skopehammer. Oh, so close to our first goal of the game. Schrader takes a beautiful cross-ice pass right here. Right on target. Sometimes they just don't go in. Tough angle, but great passing combo on the power play for LDC. Nearly put them out front. Still 14 to go in the penalty. Vidovnik off a face-off win from Workman. Behind the net, Ryan Schutz. Penalty over now. Skopehammer makes a save, but the rebound punched in. It's an even strength goal. Jack Hillman just picked up his 4th goal of the year. He leads the team now with 12 points. 1-0 LDC. Skopehammer just not quite able to do enough with that save. Vidovnik could not keep Hillman away from that rebound. So the Dragons strike first. Kennedy, they came from behind on Thursday. They were down 3-1. It's going to be a lot more difficult as shorthanded as Kennedy is in this game, but certainly we've seen Kennedy get their fair share of good opportunities already in this one. Hadia and Zwilling get the assists on that goal, by the way. So 2 minutes into the period, a 1-goal lead for the visitors, looking for more. Out front, terrific kick save, Skopehammer. Point blank, it was Schrader. Another close miss for him again. Here's Workman across to Martin, who rips one right into the glove of Hallinan. So Kennedy countering. And that new top line with Workman, Martin, and Magnuson has been getting their fair share of great opportunities in this game. Kennedy wins the draw. Sending it wide, Tate Christensen. Up ahead, it's Pieti. Turned back by Christensen. And now Josh Brandt. Sends it onto the tape of Josh Cody, but it is icing call on Kennedy. Talking with one of the assistant coaches too for Kennedy at between periods, it says we'll see how these legs feel come third period for Kennedy. So many of these players already played at least part of the JV game. Here's an odd man rush potentially for Kennedy. It's Brandt with Cody. Brandt's pass for Cody was intercepted though. LDC doing a nice job of getting back there. Kennedy without 5 players in this game. Big story for Kennedy is losing a lot of their top offensive and defensive players. Non-disciplinary reasons for being out, by the way, for each of those 5, including the knee injury to Luke Dojan. It's Alex Kevney. Connor Martin lets that go through neutral. Magnuson will try to chase it down. Workman holds the zone. Hillman's breakout pass blocked, but then corralled by Schutz as he heads the other way. Here's a snapped wrist shot by Zwilling that handcuffed Skopehammer, but he got enough of it. Logan Dojan saucers it over to Connor Martin. He'll lift it to center. Played there by Gavin Lund and played back into Kennedy territory again. Hillman. Zwilling joins. Hillman to the point. A blast redirected just wide by Schutz. Connor Martin back the other way. Poked away by Hadia. Good forecheck by Brandt, but Vidovnik couldn't quite hold it as it was bouncing on the top of the board. Nice catch by Brandt. Almost was able to get around Lund. Estrada at center. Long distance shot misses wide. Vidovnik off the wall, stolen by Schrader. Schrader out front. Could not be settled though by Estrada. Pieti up ahead. Backhanded in by Johnson. Tracked down by Grachow. Flipped over by Logan Dojan, knew he committed that penalty immediately and just stopped playing. So second power play coming up for LDC. Technically they did not score on that first power play, but scored about 2 seconds after it was over. So a key moment in this one as we near the midway point. Without their top defenseman and leading scorer Logan Dojan for 2 minutes. Kennedy trying to stay within a goal. Gustafson. Off the post, that one by Gavin Hansen. Schrader. Hansen corrals it at the top of the zone. Grachow tried to diagonal pass one. Broken up by Kennedy and then cleared. Alex Kevney getting the clear there, 30 seconds into this power play. Grachow will lead it the other way. Gets by Workman, enters the zone. Plays it back to Benson. Benson had it poked away. Recovering though is Gustafson. Benson. Schrader now outside the circle. Gustafson swings it over. Hansen and then fanning on it Schrader. Halfway through the power play. Gustafson. Hansen moving in. His wrister misses wide. And this will escape. No, it will not. Nice keep in there by Gustafson. But it won't last for long as Tate Christensen plays it all the way down. And look at Parker Magnuson hustle shorthanded. He'll try to harass Hansen down there as long as he can. Pried free by Gustafson as he heads the other way. They hit the Kennedy line. Dropped back. Benson couldn't settle that pass. Kennedy clears once again as we're down to 20 seconds remaining in the power play. And under 10 minutes for the second period. Hillman, goal scorer for LDC. Heads behind the net for a last second opportunity here on the power play. Lund plays it across, one-timer, misses wide by Hadia. As out of the box now is Logan Dojan. Brandt, I think, was trying to get it to him, but he was being hounded as he delivered that pass. Kennedy kills off the power play. LDC now 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Vidovnik trying to win that puck battle. Instead it shuts for Hillman, broken up by Vidovnik. Trying to keep it on the perimeter was Nate. Now Hillman, top of the zone. Hadia lets it go. Stick save by Skopehammer. Rebound out front. And now Lund heads behind the net. Hadia calling for it. Instead it's dropped down low to Schutz. Long distance try by Lund. Deflected to the corner. Kennedy needs to clear here. Schutz. Pieti. This is where those legs really get tired at the end of long shifts. Kennedy playing shorthanded. Icing wouldn't be horrible for Kennedy. They do get it to the red line. Nice play by Cody to tip it up ahead. Kennedy trying to change their forwards, and they do, and now dumped in by Brandt. Kennedy will complete that change. Lund escapes the reach of Joey Workman. Gets around Connor Martin. And then backhands it ahead toward Johnson. Kevney, though, scoops it up. Along the wall, it's Workman. Workman pokes that away. Good stick, though, by Estrada, who fires. Blocked by Kevney, and the rebound is saved by Skopehammer. A risky but terrific diving save from Skopehammer. Estrada sends it to the far wall. A wrister from deep by Pieti, smothered by Skopehammer. Now up to 15 saves. For the junior Luke Skopehammer, another look at Kevney's blocked shot, but it was a bit of bad puck luck for Kennedy as it caromed right over. It's as good as a centering pass right there, probably even better because it caught Kennedy off guard, unfortunately. But Skopehammer came up big. 7.5 minutes left as we're just a little bit more than midway through this hockey game. Glad you're with us this afternoon on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv alongside our crew. Josh Powers with you. Kennedy trying for back-to-back wins after their comeback on Thursday against Minnehaha Academy, but playing without 5 players in this game, including Tyler Jost and Luke Dojin. Perhaps their top offensive forward in Jost, and certainly Luke Dojin along with brother Logan, their top line back on D. But so far the other players for Kennedy helping contribute in a big way, keeping this a 1-goal game as we head toward the later moments of the second period. And now Joey Workman moving in. Workman wrist shot misses wide. Grachow heads back up the middle, now sends it to the right wing. It's Hillman. Hillman hits the Kennedy line. Down there with Schutz. Hillman out front. Point blank chance saved by Skopehammer. Once again, this time it was Willing who had the opportunity. Luke Skopehammer growing in confidence right now, coming off of his first win of the year against Minnehaha Academy on Thursday. Badovnik backhands it further ahead to center. Got hit up high on a check from Pieti. Kennedy dumps it in. Long pass. Johnson caroms it into the zone. That hit the top of the crossbar. Did not miss by much. Played back in. Cody just grabs it and tosses it to neutral ice. I like that play. Get that out of here. Knew it probably wasn't going to be a hand pass as that shot from the point misses, or was deflected, I should say, to the corner. Between the circles, waving at it, Pieti, and then pushed wide by Estrada. Johnson picks it up. Pieti now. Under 5 to go in the period. Pieti return pass. Instead it goes all the way through to Hansen. Hansen. Grachow, far side. Shot from Estrada right on. Skopehammer fends that off. Kennedy tired at the end of this shift. They're packing it in defensively. Pass out front. Deflected away from Estrada. Flipped to center by Kennedy. Not far enough yet for a change. Hansen pirouettes at the red line. But Luke Dojin ends that threat. Kennedy kind of changing one player at a time here. doing what they can. These tired legs at the end of this period. Grachow with the steal. Hansen top of the zone, wrist shot. Blocker save, Skopehammer, and Kennedy will just ice it this time. Can change in the high school game following an icing, so that's what Kennedy will do here with 3:51 remaining in the second period. (18-5) shots on goal now in favor of LDC. So Kennedy without a shot on goal in this period. It's been 10-0 in favor of the Dragons. Thanks in large part to 2 power plays. That'll certainly help you in the shots on goal department, and Hillman has scored again. This one caroms off the inner side of the post and in for Jack Hillman with his 5th goal of the year and 2nd today. So now 2-0 LDC. I think if I heard that correctly on our BEC-TV mic. Unassisted goal for Hillman right off the draw. So it's actually assist goes to Daniel Schutz on that goal, as he was the one that won the face-off. So Hillman's 2nd of the game. Now late second period. Kennedy, this is where they were on Thursday, trailing by 2. Do they have another comeback though, minus all of the bodies that they're without today? It's going to be a lot tougher task without some of their top players in this lineup. Centering pass blocked, and then Lund fired that puck that was not settled, and usually a wild shot is the result, and that certainly was, as it goes high, way out of play. There's the goal by Hillman. Just a sniper right there. Puck just kind of trickled onto his blade. When you're a goal scorer, you're their leading point scorer. Puck just seems to find you sometimes. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. That was Hillman right there and took advantage. Kennedy trying to answer. John Cody, excuse me. He's a guy getting certainly more minutes in this game with all of the absences for Kennedy. Icing here on the Dragons with 2:33 remaining in the period. Eagles have played the vast majority of their Metro West schedule in the top half of the season. They're going to face a lot more out-of-district games in the second half of the year, including later this week against Southwest Christian and Litchfield. That will be an intense border battle on Tuesday. Hillman, one more would give him a hat trick, but shoved down by Brandt. Logan Dojan ahead to Haffel Zastro, who backhands it in at the end of his shift. Cody chasing after it on the forecheck. Parker Magnuson forces it out front, but Joey Workman couldn't get there before it was sticked away from his reach by Hallinan. Patted away Skopehammer, big rebound, but there to help him was Kevney. Zwilling unable to play it. Now Logan Dojan up ahead. Workman 3-on-2. Here's Connor Martin. Martin moving in. Cross to Workman. Workman fires, and Hallinan save. The first shot on goal of the period for Kennedy was a grade A chance from Joey Workman on a 3-on-2 rush. Good puck movement here. Nice idea by Martin instead of a risky pass to Magnuson, finding the wide open Workman. But Hallinan came out to cut down the angle. Martin D to D. Played in by Magnuson. Here's Hansen. Hit the skate of Martin. Martin looking middle. Workman is there. Instead behind the net, Workman. Final minute of the period. Connor Martin gets around a check at the corner. Watched by 3 Dragons now. Pieti plays it back behind the net. Grachow up ahead, able to latch on Estrada. He'll fling it to the far corner. Pieti at first on the scene. Pieti jumps around a hit. Fires a wrist shot wide. That will make its way to center, where Gustafson has it. Final half minute of the period. Grachow played it over to Hansen. Easiest save so far of the 19 for Skopehammer. Gustafson though on the forecheck. Out front! It was Schrader who couldn't quite find the handle. Schrader with 5 to go in the period. Just all tied up in the corner by Kevney. As this period comes to a close, Kennedy can rest some of those legs. But it was a productive period for LDC as they outshoot Kennedy in the period 13-1 and score both of their goals, both by Jack Hillman. As they have a 2-goal lead headed to the third period. Can Kennedy find another comeback in them? We'll find out. Second intermission time. We'll see you back for the third period. It's Kennedy Eagle Hockey. Hockey Saturday in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. for the third period here on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Hockey Saturday in Bloomington alongside our crew. Josh Powers with you. 2-0 Litchfield. Both goals scored back in the second. Both scored by Jack Hillman. So we look at the highlights of the second period. Period which, unfortunately for Kennedy, saw LDC outshoot the Eagles 13-1. Visitors did get a couple of power plays to aid those efforts. There was Schrader with a chance on the power play early in the period. And the rebound goal, Hillman, just after a power play, that power play had ended, made it 1-0. Strada looking for more there. Kennedy coming back on the rush the other way. This is a pretty good look for Connor Martin, but it missed up over the top. That shot on the opposite side off the post for Litchfield. Dassel Cocato. Skopehammer with a tremendous save right there. 19 saves so far in this one for Luke Skopehammer. Another point blanker denied by Skopehammer, but then off this draw, Hillman. Deflected puck finds his blade. He finds the back of the net for a 2-0 lead for the Dragons. Dusty Hallinan swipes away that puck to keep it out of danger. This was Kennedy's only shot on goal of the period, coming late. Pretty good look for Joey Workman, but Hallinan came out to cut down the angle. The Eagles trailing 2-0. See the Kennedy student managers over there getting things ready for the boys on the bench. Susie Munson, Brooke Frederick, Emmanuel Papoka, the student managers. Susie, a terrific soccer player for Kennedy. There they are. There's the trio. Susie, terrific soccer player for Kennedy, and also we'll see her in lacrosse this spring. The LDC bench. Their head coach, Bryce Berggren. And the Eagles' Nick Hanrahan was giving his team an impassioned speech before the third period. I wanted to go out there, lace them up myself. Love the passion from Nick. Kennedy's needs all the motivation they can get. Down 5 players in this game. Again, they're without Tyler Jost, Clayton Deutsch, Luke Dozian, Carter Lansdale, Roman Hauk. Luke hopes to be back for Kennedy's next game. It's a minor knee injury. The other 4 non-disciplinary. They're not disciplinary reasons why they're out. Not injury related either. We'll just keep it at that. So, just unfortunate timing for Kennedy. They got that great win on Thursday, building momentum, and now they're out a bunch of players, including key players like your captain and some of their better offensive players. But still only down 2, Kennedy. Still a period to play. So we're underway in the third here at the Ice Garden. Luke Dozian wanted Vidovnik at center, but goes all the way through for an icing call. Music. Litchfield, Dassel, Cocato trying to break that 3-game losing streak. They had been 4-0-2 before those 3 losses. This pass almost picked off by Joey Workman. Those 3 losses did come to Orono, Hutchinson, and Delano, the top 3 teams in the Wright County District. This, of course, a non-league game. Kennedy in the Metro West, and they're done with their Metro West schedule is Kennedy. Kennedy finishing at 0-9 in the Metro West. Their remaining games will be against teams not in the Metro West. Metro West pretty strong this year, especially when you look at Benilde St. Margaret, St. Louis Park, Chaska. The Eagles played St. Louis Park really tough this year in their first game, losing by just a goal. Here's a deflected puck. That top line with Workman, Magnuson, and Martin, the forwards, continuing to play strong for Kennedy. Good battle by Martin to win a puck battle, and unfortunately that carried off a Workman's skate, where he was alone with some room. Happel's Astro now on the forecheck. Keeping it alive, Tate Christensen, but sent back in by Kevney. Schutz up ahead, Hillman. Played right back in by Christensen. Much stronger start for Kennedy to open the third. Hadia, breakout pass. Played by Brandt at center. Hillman swipes it into Kennedy territory. Brandt recaptures, and Hadia back in his own zone. Hillman now being marked by Brennan Kevney. Taken away by Jack Manning. Played back into Dragon territory again. Elijah Danielson getting some varsity minutes here in this one. Over for Brennan Kevney, who fires. Saved by Hallinan. JV players for Kennedy playing strong right now. Nick Hanrahan giving them a shot here in this third period. Danielson back to Logan Dozian. Sent back in by Hansen. Logan Dozian backhands it behind the net. Vidovnik. We saw him in the JV. 4 out of the 5 players right now for Kennedy saw time in the JV game earlier. Kennedy's depth really tested with all the absences. It's Hansen for LDC. Gets around Vidovnik, lost control of it though. Logan Dozian maneuvering with it behind his own net, finds Vidovnik. Vidovnik hits the red line, tried to dump it in, hit the back of a Dragon jersey, is a bouncer right on. Hallinan has to hold for a face-off for Kennedy in the offensive zone with 13:32 remaining. There's Luke Skophammer, less busy so far in this period. That's certainly to his liking. 0 shots on goal for LDC through 3.5 minutes. Connor Martin with the turnover for Workman, but that was intercepted and played back through center by Schutz. Cross ice pass, Hillman finds Zwilling. Another good chance for Zwilling, but Skophammer with his first save of the period. So again, Hillman making things happen for LDC. Able to get a quality chance for Zwilling. Of course, scored both of the goals back last period. Grachow looking for options. Pass deflected by Kevney. Goes behind the net. Estrada. Estrada crisscrossing with Piatti. Now down low. Skophammer makes a sharp angle save. And it's flipped towards center. They wanted Workman, who was behind the D, but Grachow got a piece of it. And now Piatti at center. Rubbed out by Connor Martin. Sent in with 12.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Martin, partially fanned on that clear. Here's Estrada. Centering pass, nobody home. They were finishing a change, at least at that side of the ice. And now Connor Martin tried to find Workman. He was open, but it hit a skate. Workman recovers, top of the zone. He'll slide it to the far wall. Grachow is there though. Magnuson got dumped. Could have been a whistle there. Martin sends it in at the end of a shift. John Cody scoops it up. Long pass, nice catch. Haffels Astro fires, but it's into the glove of Hallinan. Seems like it's been all LDC in this game, but Kennedy still only down 2. A 2-goal lead is always dangerous, as Herb Brooks used to say. Haffels Astro that time. Nice sharp wrister. Here's a shot. Haffels Astro hit the side of the net. Haffels Astro out front to Cody. He scores! John Cody has cut this lead in half. Kennedy right back in it.
23 from 12.
Well, they said it's from Badovnik, but they'll possibly change that. It was certainly Haffels Astro who made things happen on that shift. Watch 34 in white, just working hard. Debatable on that hit, but they play on, and he gets it out front to Cody, who does the rest. There's still 11 and a half minutes left. Plenty of time for Kennedy on the comeback trail for the second straight game. They were down 2 to Minnehaha on Thursday. Now only down 1 in this game. There's more hard hits. No penalty called there. Logan Dojan. Now things starting to get chippy. They're gonna have to start calling some of these hits. We saw it on one end with Cody, and then Logan Dojan absolutely lit up. His elbow looked like it went awkwardly into the wall. I don't know that that was that horrible of a hit. Nick Hanrahan certainly wants an explanation. I think it just made it look worse that Logan Dojan came up awkwardly holding in that elbow. Kennedy parents and fans certainly upset. Another look at it. I just think it was one of those hits. When you look at the replay, the end result of that hit looks horrible if you're Kennedy, your top defenseman and leading scorer now out for who knows how long as they're looking with him on the bench. But when you look at that replay, it doesn't look as bad as initially. But watch for these officials maybe to tighten things up here. It's starting to get a bit chippy between these two teams. Here's Lund. Flings a shot wide. Hillman. Forced to the ice by Tate Christensen. Lund intercepts, plays it back into Eagle territory. Kevney surveys his options. Off the skate of Martin, but Tate Christensen softly plays it to the corner. Tried free by Schutz. Schutz with a point blank save by Skopehammer, and he covers the rebound. Some more good stuff from Luke Skopehammer. Denying that chance. So Kennedy now add Luke Dojan into the mix of casualties. He is looking in pain over there on the bench. Doubt he would be available based on how he's reacting right now. So you're without both Dojan brothers, which is a big enough. Those are your two starting defensemen. They're without their captain, Carter Lansdale. Second line D. Tyler Jost, who's they're gonna, Logan Dojan now is just gonna head to the locker room. He'll be done for this game. Kennedy really up against it numbers-wise now. Still only down by 1. Logan's brother Luke, who's also out, injured, going to talk to his twin brother. Hopefully they'll have Luke back by next game. Chieti trying to track it down in the corner for the Dragons. Estrada plays it back to Johnson. That one misses high. And Karams, Hansen able to hold it. Estrada goes into the wall. Kennedy trying to clear that breakout pass blocked. Zastro also impeded right at the blue line. Kevney. Thornburg, who we also saw in the JV. Out front, Hansen scores! That zone time eventually wearing down Kennedy, and Gavin Hansen takes advantage. And the lead quickly back to 2 for LDC.
We got 22 on the goal from 6 and 18.
Daniel Estrada and Keaton Johnson pick up the assists. That's where Kennedy's certainly going to miss the Dojan brothers and Carter Lansdale back there. You're playing guys like Noah Thornburg. He's only a sophomore, a younger guy. Thought there was a whistle there, but apparently not. They'll play on. But he played all 3 periods in the JV. Kennedy's not a program with a million numbers to begin with, and now you're without 6 of your top guys. Just tough for Kennedy here in this game, and they battled hard. Here's a chance for Magnuson, but he misses high. Martin rebound, hit the post. And then the net comes loose. Oh my goodness. Disastrous giveaway by LDC. First Magnuson shot goes high, and then somehow Workman started to celebrate, but the shot by Connor Martin goes right off the post. The Dragons fortunate to still be ahead by 2. Here's Zwilling. Tried to hop around a check. And Vodovnik tracked it down, but Garachow can't keep it in. He'll chase after it in his own end. Watched by Martin and Workman around both of them. Plays it up ahead for Hansen, but Vodovnik ices it. Didn't want to. Pass a little bit off target. Midway through this 3rd period, both teams with the goal. There's again that jersey of Dylan Falling, who died tragically following that car accident. We talked about that at the beginning of the 2nd period. Also working to set up a foundation for him as well. The Falling family, according to an article that I read, raised around $20,000 for that foundation already. Zastro, he was behind everyone, but had to wait for that puck to get to center as it was deflected. Certainly our thoughts with the Falling family and also the LDC hockey community as well. Hillman was looking for maybe a hat trick there, but the centering pass deflected by the Eagles. Josh Brandt sends it in at the end of a shift. 7.5 minutes left. Kennedy still with the goal. Could make things interesting here down the stretch. Here's that JV line out there again with Brennan Kevney, Danielson, and Jack Manning for a second shift here in the third period. Coach Hanrahan having to get creative with the lineup. There's a blast by Johnson, misses wide. And a penalty coming. That hit too high. As Tate Christensen went down. Watch right here in the corner. Up a little high, probably with an elbow, I would guess. They're gonna say interference, okay. Either way, a penalty, and so power play number 2 for Kennedy. We don't know who they're gonna throw out in this power play, as now they're without Logan Dojan. This unit had been so strong throughout the year at coming into the game 34.6%, but they're without probably 3 guys that are normally out there on the power play, at least on the top power play line. But a chance to cut it to 1 as Workman's shot misses wide. Rebound Vidovnik. Workman to the circle. Parker Magnuson saucers it to Workman. Connor Martin not going to tee it up. Workman will, and it's blocked and cleared by Logan Benson. Connor Martin now, minute 15 running in this Kennedy power play. A huge one could pull them within 1. Kennedy changing defenseman behind the play. Alex Kevney goes back for it with a minute remaining in the power play. Kevney sent it in, but it caromed right to Hansen, who plays it all the way down. Johnson first on the scene, out front for Wyatt Larson. First look for Wyatt, we saw him score in the JV earlier. Half minute in the penalty. Connor Martin drops it off to Workman. Enters the zone, Martin between the circles, fires wide. Good look there from Connor Martin. Kennedy get one more chance here on the power play. 10 to go. Workman touches it into the zone. Magnuson will give it a look, but Hayata clears at the end of the power play. So Kennedy now 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Under 5 minutes to go. Tate Christensen hits the red line and sends it in. John Cody, who scored for Kennedy earlier this period, battling in the corner. Manning supports, keeps it in. Hillman. Blocked by Kevney. And Hillman lifts it high off the glass. Jack Manning back in his own zone. Alex Kevney got it over to Manning, but it's an icing call here on Kennedy with just over 4 minutes remaining. Both teams have the timeout available at their disposal here in regulation. We'll start to keep our eye on Luke Scopehammer. Going to redo this face-off. Might see Kennedy pull Scopehammer down, only down by 2. Certainly if they score here, you would see him pulled at some point. Face-off win for the Dragons. Looking to move to 5-3-2 if they can hang on here in the final 4 minutes. Bodies everywhere in that corner. Short angle chance by Benson, deflected wide. And the Eagles back the other way. Joey Workman trying to impede the progress of Hansen, but his pass finds its target in Benson. Spun around by Martin, and now Magnuson. Terrific stick by Hansen. That could have been an odd man rush for Kennedy, but Hansen saving the day at neutral. Grachow trying to split Kennedy defenders, bumped off the puck. Recovering though, Grachow in the corner, outlet pass, stolen by Workman. Workman has Haffels Astro, his pass ahead, just off the end of his stick. Hansen racing back quickly. Pried away though, Workman fires! Deflected high and wide by Grachow. 2:45 to go. Alex Kevney, aggressive, holds the line. Hansen leaves it for Grachow, being pressured, steal by Haffels Astro. Looking out front, instead Kevney, top of the zone. His shot misses wide. Rebound to Grachow, and this should be icing. We'll give Kennedy a face-off in the Dragon zone. You have to give the Eagles credit here in the third. Battling to the end, now down 6 of their players. Playing all sorts of different lines. JV guys who've already played a full game, getting plenty of minutes here in the third. It has been a team effort for Kennedy still in this game. As the Eagles take their time out. You just tuned in, Josh Powers alongside our crew here on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. LDC led 2-0 after 2. Both goals scored in that period by Jack Hillman. Kennedy got to within 1 on a goal by John Cody earlier in this period, but then Gavin Hansen made it a 2-goal lead once again for the visitors from west of the Metro. Kennedy, despite starting this game down 5 regular contributors, and now with a 6th and their leading scorer and top defenseman Logan Dojan gone, continuing to battle. Just hit a post a couple of minutes ago that would have cut it to 3-2. And this timeout will give that unit that was out there a little bit of a breather. Right now it appears Luke Scopehammer will stay in net. So the face-off, Joey Workman will take it for Kennedy. As he plays it on net, Workman, off his own face-off, covered by Darby Hallinan. His younger brother got the win in the JV as their goaltender. Could be a good day for the Hallinan family. Ryan Schutz plays back for Hillman, intercepted though. Connor Martin heads the other way. Luke Scopehammer looking toward the bench. Gonna stay there for now. On the forecheck, Workman trying to pry it free. Instead it's Hillman. Here's a shot from outside of the circle that ricocheted off the skate of Gavin Hansen. And now they're gonna pull Luke Scopehammer for the extra attacker with this face-off. You'd have loved a lucky bounce if you're Kennedy right there. Nearly happened. So 6 on 4. The net empty for Kennedy. Workman able to win the draw to Martin, over to Christensen. Tipped away at the last moment by Schrader. Parker Magnuson forces it back in the zone. A minute 40 to go. Haffels Astro watching Lund. Lund high off the wall through center. Beautifully done, not far enough for icing. Exactly what you're looking for right there if you're the Dragons. Under 90 to go. Magnuson pokes it to the corner. Good forecheck here by the visitors, and it results in an empty net goal for Logan Benson. Benson's fourth of
19
the
from
year.
14.
Assist to Jackson Gustafson. And that'll wrap it up for the visitors. Now lead by 3 for the first time in this game. Here's another goal. Wyatt Larson. And that is going to be the first career goal for Wyatt Larson. We saw him in the JV score earlier. Now his first ever
And then
varsity
number 4,
goal.
unassisted. 4.
And you can hear the teammates for LDC. That was a bigger celebration than any of the other 4 goals in this one, because it's the first for Wyatt Larson. They're going to keep that puck for him. Still a strong effort for Kennedy. You have to love how they battled in this game. And hopefully they can get some of these players back as they head to the more winnable back portion of their schedule. We're going to be playing a lot of non-Metro West teams. And you would have loved to see what Kennedy could have done with a full deck of cards at their disposal in this game. And it wasn't meant to be for Kennedy today. They got to within 1, but 3 straight goals now in the third for LDC to put it away. So we're in the final half minute. Got another Kennedy player down. It's the last thing you need right now. It's Nate Vidovnik. And when it rains, it pours if you're Kennedy. And Vidovnik, oh my goodness. Maybe we can take another look at that. Looked like a slash initially, and then I'm not sure if Vidovnik was tripped up intentionally. It was hard to tell from that angle, or if he just kind of fell on his own. Certainly was slashed at the beginning of that play, no doubt about that. Another look. Hopefully Vidovnik's okay. But LDC comes away with a win here as the final 5-1. LDC moves to 5-3-2. Kennedy now 1-10. Third period highlights, plenty of action here in the third. We had 4 of the 6 goals scored in this period. Kennedy got it started. John Cody not there, but he'll score. As the Eagles cut it to 1 eventually. This is Haffel Zastro. And then right after this chance, watch Haffel Zastro track it down and feed Cody out front. This made it 2-1. Kennedy was right in this game. And this was the backbreaker though, LDC. This game got rough and tumble. Logan Dojan would miss the rest of this game. That corner was a problem for Kennedy's. Luke Skophammer did his best to keep Kennedy in it, finishing with 27 saves. But they would make it 3-1. This goal by Gavin Hansen. Kennedy had a chance to make it 3-2. Watch Connor Martin right there. Somehow didn't go in. Right off the post. That would have made it a 1-goal game again. Kennedy had more chances. But the Dragons would put it away. Here's the empty netter by Benson from a sharp angle. That's a nice shot. Didn't have much to work with there, but it helps when the goalie's not there as well, certainly. And then the last goal, the first career for Wyatt Larson, with the cherry on top of this 5-1 win for Litchfield Dassel Cokato. There's your final. LDC wins it 5-1. Hope you enjoyed our coverage here on Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying so long from the Bloomington Ice Garden.